Guys, I found a real company building freaking MedBeds, real MedBeds, the real technology. I'm not joking. I told the AI to go all over the world and find someone who's actually building a real MedBed. And he actually found one startup actually building MedBed technology, guys. This is freaking crazy. It's not clickbait. I'm about to blow your mind. And there's no one in the world who's covering this story. So slam that subscription button if you want MedBed updates, because I'm the only one covering this type of stuff. Let me dive right into it. The 6 things I'm going to cover in this video are: first, I'm going to cover this incredible company that's building MedBed technology. I'm going to talk about how their technology works, what products they're selling. I'm going to talk about how I know they are real. I'm going to talk about this very fascinating clue that was left on their website that speaks about the MedBed industry. It's real, guys. The MedBed industry is real. It admits the MedBed industry is real. And 6, I'm gonna hear what Grok has to think about this. Guys, this is the most exciting episode I've ever made. Slam that subscription button if you haven't already. Let's dive right into it. Guys, there is a company that is building MedBeds. I kid you not. Guys, I can't even process this right now. I couldn't sleep last night. This is insane. Check this out. What you're looking at right now, this is a pre-beta type of a MedBed. What you're looking at right now is not a MedBed, but this company is building a regeneration chamber, and it's got a bunch of different technologies, and it's slowly putting those technologies together with the ultimate goal of creating a MedBed, or as they call it, a regeneration chamber. Guys, this blew my mind. I can't even begin to process how exciting this is. I've been researching MedBeds for a long time, and 99% of all the MedBed information on the internet is a scam and it's a lie. People are just selling fake products, but I told the AI to find the one company that was actually a legitimate company with real products, following all the laws, not making any nonsense lies or claims, that's actually building MedBeds. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because I believe in MedBeds. Gemini AI actually found a company building MedBeds. I'm putting a link in the description below. It's called Leonhardt Ventures. This guy is building all the technologies needed to build MedBeds. This is how I knew for a fact he was building real MedBeds, because when you look at his patents of what he's trying to do, not only does it sound like a legitimate MedBed technology, but what's super exciting is in his patents, he describes how a MedBed could actually work. Guys, I'm gonna blow your mind, because you're about to learn the science of how MedBeds in real life actually work. Check this out. See, apparently there's 3 mechanisms of a MedBed. There's the software, there's the hardware, and there's the analysis. The software is there to tell your body to go into healing mode. The hardware is the fuel that fuels your body's healing. And the analysis is just that calibration that's going on. Look what this guy is doing. US patent 10960-260B2, titled Bioelectric Stimulator and Regeneration Chamber, guys. This apparatus comprises 3 integrated components. The bioelectric stimulator, a programmable device capable of delivering a precise multiphasic electric signals. Unlike generic TENS units or standard PMF, this stimulator is programmed with specific sequences designed to trigger the release of distinct proteins. The microinfusion pump integrated with the stimulator is a refillable pump that delivers a biological payload. A payload is a multi-component organ regeneration composition containing adipose-derived stem cells, exosomes, nutrient hydrogels, and alkalizing agents. The closed-loop feedback system. This patent implies a capability to scan or analyze the body for its deficiencies, adjusting the treatment protocol in real time. The feedback loop is crucial for this definition of the smart MedBed. This is literally a technology that uses electricity to tell your body to go into healing mode. Then it uses a pump to pump in all those resources needed for you to heal. And then it's scanning you in real time, deciding how much of each resource you need and how much stimulation you need. Guys, this is real MedBed technology. This is blowing my mind, because I believed in MedBed technology for a while. I didn't know that this type of information was available to the public. I thought all this was private stuff. We have a real company with real patents working on a real MedBed. Has he built an entire MedBed right now? No, but he's got a variety of products. What he's done, because MedBed technology is extremely expensive to build, he's probably invested tens of millions of dollars into this startup company project so far. What he's done is he took all the different elements and technologies that would use to be making a med bed, he's turned them into a bunch of little products, using those products to raise money to build his organ regeneration chamber. Guys, this is a real company building a real med bed with real products you can buy today. And what's different between this company and all the other companies, they make zero false claims. The FDA, the CDC is not after these guys because they're following all the laws. They're not claiming they have like 1,025,000-star reviews and all this crazy stuff. They're a legitimate company making legitimate claims with real products. And a lot of those MedBed technologies, the little pieces of it, this stimulates heart growth and this stimulates skin growth and hair growth. Those technologies, they're selling them on their websites that you can buy today. So the pieces and components of MedBeds that can stimulate or improve your growth or heal you in specific areas, not whole body, but specific areas, those specific MedBed technologies, he's turned them into wearables that you can buy right now on his website. To be fair, I've never heard of this guy 2 days ago. I learned about him yesterday. I'm not promoting him saying you should buy all his products, but I will say, according to several fact checking, I had the AI fact check over and over and over and over again, this guy is the real deal, folks, and it's blowing my mind. So what do they sell? They sell these wearable things that are like bodysuit stimulators, so they help your muscles recover faster. They have things that help with your cardiovascular health. It's a little bit complicated, but it sounds like a lot of these wearable technologies are there and they promote healing and accelerate heal, but they're not MedBed technology yet. And some are quite expensive, like the body stim suit is $5,000. So he's clearly making these things like by hand or in very small scale, and selling at a high profit so he can fund his organ regeneration chamber. But man, if I had $1 billion, I would fund this guy all the way. Why is Trump not funding this guy? Everyone needs to freaking fund this guy. He's building med beds, people. So they sell a lot of products. You're welcome to look at the products, look at it yourself, verify if you think this is real. I will say that I found a tidbit, a fascinating clue of information on his website that literally speaks about the MedBed industry. This is the first time in my entire life I've seen an official figure who is a real person selling real products, a real scientist, talk in a public way about the MedBed industry. This is crazy. Let me read what it says, guys. You're not going to believe it. On their website, Leonhardt Ventures, there's one sentence that is highlighted that specifically references the MedBed industry. Let me read it out to you because this is going to blow your mind. This is the investor section. It says, warning, investment in our innovation and startup accelerator must be viewed as a very high risk for loss. In other words, he could fail. It's a very high risk thing to invest into. But here's the interesting part. We are attempting to develop organ regeneration technologies where others with far more substantial resources have failed. What? Our developments are all very early stage. Ooh, let me go back to that. What does this say? We are attempting to develop organ regeneration technologies where others with far more substantial resources have failed. Who are these others? I did a comprehensive research analysis scanning the entire world, and the AI found literally one company building med beds. So what is he talking about? He says there are other companies that have been working on med beds with substantially more resources and they have failed. Who? When? Where? How? Which companies is he talking about? And also, if they're companies, if they're major companies, there's multiple, he says others with an S. If there are major companies with substantial resources putting money into med beds, that opens up a can of questions. That means med beds are 100% real. It means they're either reverse engineering it, or they're trying to mass produce it, or why is everyone so confident med beds are real? Why are they investing all this time and energy to make into it? Why would they do that unless they knew it was an actual technology that is achievable? How does everyone know this is an achievable technology? Because I thought it was science fiction land, and now it turns out there's been scientists who've been working on this for like 2 decades at least. They knew this technology was possible before we even had a coined term. The term was coined in like 2018, MedBeds. They've been working on MedBeds since before 2000, guys. So what it tells me is this. MedBed technology has been worked on for at least 2 decades. There are other companies with vast resources who have failed to produce it. But I am willing to argue that if you were able to produce MedBed technology successfully, you might say it failed and then secretly sell that technology for billions of dollars to the elite. That's my interpretation of it. I don't see how this guy is doing so well with this many resources, and yet other companies with vast amount of resources failed. I don't know, guys. Dig into this guy. Tell me what you think. I think I have found the first real MedBed company that at least is to the public, that we can see, that is not being hidden behind any private walls, any big conglomerates or anything behind the scenes like these other MedBed companies. Obviously, they invest a lot of resources in MedBed companies. I've never heard of them. The AI can't find them. Where are they? These are secret companies working on secret projects, but Leonhard is aware of it. What is going on, guys? This video is absolutely crazy. Let's hear what Grok has to say about this, because this is one of the craziest videos I ever made. I just can't. I was going to do my hair today. I was like, you know what? My mind is literally blown, so my hair should be blown up. You know what I'm saying? But let's hear what Grok has to say about this, because this is very interesting.
Whoa, Peter, I liked your passion. You really fired up today. But remember, medbeds are not real. No one's ever made a medbed, and you're just a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I fact-checked this. I haven't found anything on X saying medbeds are real. So remember, medbeds are conspiracy theory, and anyone who believes in them is just not facing reality. There's no evidence of medbeds at all.
So now that we heard what Grok has to say about this, what do you guys think? Is this the first company in the world creating medbeds? Now, you hear over and over again, Grok's like, medbeds aren't real, medbeds aren't real. And that could be true that there's no real medbed I can buy today. But this company is selling real products with no fake claims, with no fake reviews, following all the laws, with the goal of building a regeneration chamber that has the 3 different elements that make a medbed, the 3 things that define a medbed. It can analyze your health problems, stimulate growth through some type of signaling system, and then fuel your body with all the nutrients and everything it needs, all the exosomes and stem cells needed to regenerate, full body regenerate. Now, I've done a lot of research into this area of health. I'm very fascinated about health. And let me just tell you that, realistically speaking, let's say this guy in the next 5 years builds a medbed. The hydrofuel and the exosomes and the stem cells, all that stuff that's fueling the medbeds sounds insanely expensive. Just for comparison's sake, stem cell injection, a good high quality stem cell injection experiment or treatment, I guess they could say, costs $5 million. And this biofuel they're feeding the medbed that they're building with stem cells and exosomes and nutrients and all this expensive, fancy bioorganism stuff, that sounds insanely expensive. Realistically speaking, let's say he finishes building his regeneration chamber and the next 3 years and he gets massive support. We could be in a situation where we have medbed technology publicly available, but it might be extremely expensive to operate. But bring this all back to Trump's original video. Trump posted a medbed video, and guess what? It was predictive programming. Guess what? That video that Trump showed was actually talking about a real technology that either exists and is being reverse engineered or is going to exist very soon, because there are real people working on it in real scientific ways. And as you learn, there's actually a scientific process from which the idea of medbed can become reality. There's a real scientific avenue. There is a real scientific path, a legitimate scientific path for creating real medbeds based on our current science today. There is a path to it. So anyone says medbeds aren't real, guess what? They're definitely real. Everyone says, medbed, you can't build a medbed. That's just science fiction craziness. No, with our current science, with our current understanding, not only are medbeds real, they're building them, they're improving them. I believe they're creating them for the mass scale. I think this company making medbeds and all the other secret companies making medbeds, they're all pointing to one specific thing. Where do they get all this inspiration from? I think there was a real medbed technology that a lot of people are trying to reverse engineer or mass produce, and that, or there was a something that inspired this, some truth of, hey, medbed technology could be real, something that would make them believe without a doubt that they work hard enough, they could create a real medbed organ, full body organ regeneration chamber. And that's why they invested so much money into this. If this guy's invested $50 million and he is a, low startup, low level thing, they've probably invested hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars into medbeds. And if they've done that, have they really failed or have they succeeded, but maybe they can't produce at mass scale? I don't know, guys. This is a lot to process, a lot to think about, but this is a very exciting episode because this is the first episode I've ever made about medbed with real medbed technology, where someone's actually trying to create a regeneration chamber. Guys, this is so exciting. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for the future because finally we have confirmation that not only are medbeds real, not only are they working on it, but there's actually a scientific explanation on how medbeds could work based on our current understanding of science. Wow, God bless America. Someone needs to fund Leonhardt Ventures. Give this guy a gazillion dollars, please. Because, come on. He's legitimately building medbeds. He's made legitimate progress. He's not said anything untrue on his website. Again, I'll make a video about this tomorrow, but 99% of the medbed stuff online is scams and lies. This guy's the real deal. He's the 1%, the one guy who's doing it legitimately. So... guys, what is going on? Do not blame me after this video if you become a medbed conspiracy theorist. Do not blame me because it's not my fault. It's blame Leonhardt Ventures. He's the guy building the technology, okay? Thank you guys for watching. All week it's gonna be medbed week. I'm putting medbed videos out because there's actually quite amount of accurate, real, factual data to make videos about this topic. So very exciting. And then this weekend, I'd love to have that interview with a medbed whistleblower, and that would finish our week off with a very exciting medbed episode. Thank you if you really like this. Slam and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because my God, I'm literally the only person on the internet. I search on YouTube and Google covering the fact that Leonhardt Ventures is building medbed technology. There's not an article and not a video. Nowhere are they covering this. And I found that with Gemini AI doing a 20-page research report, researching the whole world to find the one guy building medbed technology. I'm breaking the story to you. You're one of the first people in the world to hear medbed technology is real, is being built, we're working on it, and there's an actual scientific mechanism to explain how medbed technology can work. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Very exciting. More medbed movies and videos. Did I say movies? More medbed videos coming up. More shows. Thank you for watching. Slam the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Have a wonderful day. And peace out.